The main objectives for this practice are to understand how to use the tools to measure in the laboratory and learn where they are used, like in the industry or in many manufacturing companies.
There exist two types of verniers. This is a manual vernier. We use this to measure the diameters of a piece that we want to measure. We open and close this part, and this port for us of external diameter, and these parts help us to measure internal diameters. This is the same as previous one, but is digital, so it's more exactly. This is the micrometer. We only use to measure the width of the part, and we split this part, and it opens to adjust to the measure. And in this part, we can see the number of in inches. That is the part that we are measuring. This instrument is the basic of all the instruments that we see in this practice. You can measure in centimeters or in inches. This instrument is a compass, and we need help of the ruler. So we open we open the compass, depending of the measure of the diameter, and then we measure with the ruler to see how much is the distance of the diameter.
We have three operators. Each operator have 5 instruments. This instrument was manual vernier, digital vernier, micrometer, ruler, and compass. We have here the bearings. We measure, or the 3 operators measure the diameter, this diameter, and the width of each bearing. We have our results in Excel, and we produce the mean and the standard deviation with these measurements.
Right here what we do is, with this one, we find the external diameter, and this will help us to see with centimeters and millimeters, the diameter, the external and internal diameter. So once we reach with the compass the diameter of the circle, what we do is we go to the ruler and then we compare it to the centimeters so we can find the exact number. In this video, what we have is one of our teammates looking up for the external diameter using the digital vernier, and once you can find it, the electronic pad will show you the number. The way we can know the number of the micrometer is we have right here the numbers, and each small line means 0.025. So right here we have 0.325. Then what we do is we go to the other side, and right here we have different lines. What we do is we look up for with a more straight line, and then we add the number to the final number. In this case, it will be the number 7, so it will be like 0.332.
So the measurements were the same. This is the first question. First of all, it's never going to be the same because each one of us as operators will measure different distance because of our form of measurement. As we can see in these tables, manual vernier, first person 32, second person 32.5, third person 33. So each one of us has different habits of measuring the stuff we use in the laboratory. The highest instrument with the highest standard deviation was the compass with 1.29, and the lowest one was the micrometer with 0.002. With these results, we can conclude that the instrument that I will use in other practices will be the digital vernier and the micrometer. The only problem with the micrometer is that we can only measure width, and the digital vernier can be either one of distances. So I will use the digital vernier.
As this and the previous practice, they are both really important to have do them before the other practices, because in this practice we know how to apply the machines and tools used in laboratory to perform our other practices. I think it's very important to know how to use many measuring tools, because as engineers we need to measure a lot of things to build or design many machines or any components.
And identify different tools that we can use to measure different things, and the way they all have different variation depending on the precision of each material and the use of the operator and the way the operator uses it.
I like this practice because we know new instruments to measure, like the vernier, the micrometer, and others that are known of us, like the rule and the compass. And we study which one of that instruments is more exact and which one is more variable.
I want to make an emphasis on the instruments in which each one of them has a different exact property. Like the micrometer, it's really good with the width of different objects, but the vernier electronic is really good on length and width, different types of measure. And the other thing I saw in this practice was the difference between each operator to measure with all the instruments. So the operator, it's a variable to think about in the measurement of all your pieces.
Practice was pretty simple, but we can learn about the measurement or the changes in the measurements. What happened with the operator or the temperature or the instrument that we want to measure. The three bases can change the measurement of an object or of another instrument or of another object. These three things is the basic things that we can learn about this practice. Operator, temperature, and instrument. It's the most important things